Conor ain't coming back. Conor ain't coming back. Conor McGregor is not going to be coming back to the UFC, folks. Let's admit it. Let's just admit it. He is not going to be coming back to the UFC White House. I don't care what he says. I don't care what the UFC says. And even if he does, let's talk about it. Look, I understand that most fans really like Conor McGregor because he was a generational fighter back in the day, and he is a generational personality. He's a one-of-a-kind type of person. But people need to stop coping about his career, his non-existent career at the moment. He's no longer a fighter anymore. His career's over. Some people still seem to think that he might come back at some point, and that he'd come back in good condition. When Conor broke his leg 5 years ago, okay, and it was a career-ending leg break, and he had to get a metal rod put in his leg. Okay, it took him 4 years to recover from that injury. And he's still never going to be the same again from that injury. Okay. He took steroids while he was recovering. Okay, he lifted weights, and he got huge. But it was a bodybuilder's type of steroid that he took. Right? Not steroids that fighters generally take for cardio, recovery, etc. How his face blew up like a balloon. Like a balloon. It was probably HGH, right? And at the same time, he was on, illegal substances, he was and was also abusing alcohol. And he had already been abusing alcohol for years. But after the injury, he abused steroids, drugs, and alcohol for about 4 years. Okay, he claimed to, quit that life and, dedicated himself to he dedicated himself to God a few months ago. And, it's good for him. He's off the steroids now, and his body, and his body is still recovering from everything that he put it through over the years, plus his leg is never going to be the same again. And now he's dedicated to being a promoter, a businessman, and a family man. Okay, he's also involved in politics. On top of that, he does not care about fighting anymore. He does not care. And he only started training consistently when he had a fight booked last year. But then his leg couldn't even make it through the damn training camp, and he got injured and had to pull out of the fight. And to my understanding, he's been training on and off since then. He's only been consistent for a couple months straight within the past 5 years. Okay. And because of this, I do not believe that he is ever going to come back to the UFC. And even if he does, because of all this, I believe that he would come back old, washed, and damn near one-legged. It is safe to say that he would get a ranked opponent if he ever came back, right? And it's also safe to say that any ranked opponent finishes him within 2 rounds. And there are multiple people outside the rankings that would beat him as well, because he is damn near one-legged, old, washed, doesn't have him anymore, and he doesn't have the heart of a fighter anymore. He doesn't want it anymore. If he came back, it'd be, I can't even say for the paycheck. I don't even think it would be for the paycheck. Even though he doesn't have the heart, I feel like in a way he does still love the game, and he likes the fans, and he likes the environment, but that's all he'd be doing it for. And I think that there are so many people that would beat him in any matchup that they would get, that the UFC would give him. Any big matchup, he would get destroyed in. This is my take. What do you guys think?